Okay, I thought I'd go through just the steps to sketching a hyperbola. I've been asked a couple of times this week about how to do this in the lead up to an exam that my students are doing, so I thought I would run through what to look for. So usually this question will be given as tech free, otherwise you're just putting it in your calculator and having a look at it. So firstly, our general form, if we just had 1 over x, we would have our shape that looks like this. So I like to draw that in first, just to give me an idea of what the general shape's going to be. Then I look here, this is going to give me my horizontal shift. So it's going to go 3 places to the left. And this is going to give me my vertical shift, so it's going to go 4 places down. So then the next step that I like to do is I get a highlighter or a pencil and do a dotted line or a highlighter line for where that shift will go. So I've got my going down 4, so I'll put a little line there or a dotted line on my page, and then I've got my going across 3. So I now have where that graph is going to be moved to. So then I'll go and do like a bit of a sketch of where that's going to be in there. So then I need to find a couple of facts about it. So I want my intercept, so I can see that I've got some roughly around these spots, but I want to find out exactly what those values are, especially if I'm doing this in an exam and there's a few marks allocated to that. So if I'm doing my y-intercept, that's when x equals 0. So I'm going to sub the 0 up into my 1 over x plus 3 minus 4. So where I see an x, I'm going to write 0. So I get 1/3 take away 4, which is going to be negative 3 1/3. So that matches up with where I've got my line there. Just might want to move it up a smidge so that I've got the negative 3 1/3, and we like to mark that on there where that is. And then my x-intercept, it looks around between -2 and -3. So my x-intercept, that's when y equals 0. So I'm going to write 0 equals 1 on x plus 3, take 4. So my first step will be to bring the 4 over, 1 on x plus 3, multiply 3 by x plus 3, so I've got 4 outside of x plus 3 equals 1. Expand that bracket out, 4x plus 12 equals 1. I'll take the 12 away, so I get negative 11 is equal to 4x, and then my x will be negative 11 on 4, so I can grab my calculator and do negative 11 divided by 4, and I get negative 2.75. Now, if you've got your graphics calculator, you can always check those values on there. We said it looked like it would be between -2 and -3, so that fits with the shape. So I'll then get my eraser or my rubber and rub that out and put the new values in, or just go over the top with where that is with my pen. So I've got, that one looks about right for the negative 2.75, so I'm going to leave that there. This one I'm just going to move up a little bit, and I'm going to draw my line in there. And show that keeps going up there, that keeps going across that way, and just make sure I write my line on there, my equation, y equals 1 over x plus 3 take 4 on there, and then I can go back and rub out my working lines. So that's how I would approach that question. You sometimes are then asked for a domain or range. So, forgot to draw my part in on this side. So you might be asked to do a domain or range for that. For your domain and range, you're just saying which values it can't be. So it can't be -4 and it can't be -3, so you can do the all real values method for that, or between negative infinity and your, like if this was this one, negative infinity, -3 to positive infinity is another way of writing that. So that's about all I go through for the sketching the hyperbola. I like to put these lines in because it really helps me guide where I draw my sketch. Okay, hope that was helpful.